What is up, everyone? Thanks so much for tuning in to episode 5 of the Walk'nTalk podcast. Thank you so much for tuning into any of our episodes. So if you made it this far, I think we might be onto something and we might be sharing something that you guys like. So we just want to continue to talk about unique stuff that hopefully it resonates with you or you learn from it. So this week's episode, I'm going to have Bruno dive a bit deeper, but we're going to be talking about this idea of twins. Fun fact, I'm an identical twin, and so is Bruno. But Bruno is...
I'm a fraternal twin.
Fraternal twin. So we're both twins.
Yeah.
We both said at the same time, by
that's
the way.
how you know we're the twins.
But yeah, so I'll let Bruno take it from here, but just wanted to do a podcast on twins. But Bruno, please share with the world what you have here.
No, just basically as Mateo just mentioned, we are both twins, which we thought was kind of funny. And the inspiration of this episode was actually his girlfriend. So shout outs to her.
Bolinas, thank you so much.
Yeah, this is definitely something we can talk about that we have experience in, which is kind of interesting because the thing I found interesting is that we're the opposite types of twins. So there's monozygotic and then the dizygotic. And we'll later get into that there's actually apparently 6 different types of twins. But we just apparently happen to be some version of those, which is kind of funny. So fraternal twin is what I am, which is I have a sibling who was born the same day as me, but we don't share any of we're not 100% identical. So we just have 50%, she's a separate egg and sperm. I'm a separate egg and sperm. And that's how the way you can tell with us is that she's female. She's not even the same sex as me. So that's how you know it's just a completely different sperm at that point, yeah. And then you're the opposite, which is I think one cell that divided into 2 people. So it seems. But what do you think you are? Because that's what we assume, right? The identical twin?
Yeah, so to my understanding, I'm an identical twin. He is a male just like myself, and we do have similar characteristics. I think our head shape is a bit weird.
Different, yeah, it is, bro.
Like I'm more of like maybe it's smaller. My brother has maybe a bigger ovally head, and I'm more of like a peanut head or a pea head, as
there you go.
some would say. I think people know that listening who they are, but yeah, but in terms of personality though, we're completely different. But I feel like that's kind of cool to I don't know, I'm sure you got this a lot. A lot of people have asked me and my brother if we have if telepathy is a thing.
That's the meme.
Like some Sweet Life of Zach and Cody stuff.
Yeah, exactly. No, same. I always got the same question, even though it's my sister, but we were born the same day, shared the same womb. It's like, do you guys ever feel each other's emotions or know when someone's in trouble? And I'm like, no, but yeah. I mean, I can kind of tell what she's thinking sometimes, I guess, if we're in the same room.
It's just interesting though, because I view my twin as like a brother, but then sometimes you forget, oh yeah, you kind of look like him.
Yeah, I'm always told that I'm guilty of not sharing that I'm a twin, and it's something because to me it's so normal, right? So I don't bring it up. But whenever it gets brought up, people always do give me a surprise look, quizzical look, oh wait, you're a twin? You never told me this and that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's my sister. She's the same. We were born the same day, But it's just to me, it's just such a normal fact of life. I forget that technically makes me special because. Fun fact, apparently it's 3% of all live births are some form of twins, whether it be, the ones we were talking about, identical fraternal, or more than 1 egg, so triplets, quintuplets, sextuplets, whatever. That's only 3%. So we're a very small proportion of the population, you and I. Kind of weird to think.
Do you have any good twin stories or a classic early childhood story? Have something that you and your sister did to either troll people or... And any funny family stories like that?
Not really, bro, because we were so different. Like you said about your brother, you're not very much like him. Same with my sister. We're kind of opposite heads in terms of mentality, even emotional temperament is definitely a little different. So it's just funny. She's just a normal other sibling to me who just happened to be born the same night, which is just funny because we do have that connection of we're the same age, we've gone through the same schools, we've gone through the same moments of life where we can vote, drink, whatever, the stages of life. So it is unique to have that bond with someone. So I still do feel close to her, but we're not the same at all.
Any possible chords that are mutual or things that you guys have, I don't know, there's just a feeling about it, a mutual feeling, I guess?
Nah, if anything, funny stories about me and my sister growing up and having twin relationship was she was apparently the one that was very protective of me. I was I'm kind of an aloof guy, especially when I was younger. I can only imagine how buttery happy I was all the time. So like sometimes I could like be very passive with people being aggressive with me. I don't really take it personal, but my sister would take it very personal. Like if someone were like to tease me or something in the playground, she would, get up to their face apparently. That's the funny
Really?
story. Yeah, yeah. So she was definitely like
The
a little more
protecting.
protective one. Yeah. So like I said, different temperament. To me, I didn't even care. Like I was like, oh whatever, this bully's gonna be. I don't remember even getting bullied, but like imagining a moment like where maybe they said something mean, but apparently I didn't take it that way. But she took some pride in it, I guess, and she's like, don't talk to my brother like that. You know what I mean? So no, but that's the closest story I can share that I can think of that has to do with our relationship as the twins. Yeah. What about you though? Nothing?
I think for me, I have a bunch of crazy stories, but I think if anyone knows me personally, you've probably heard a story of like I definitely was the bully growing up. As funny or sad or as bad as that sounds, but just
Well,
a
what do
lot
you
of
mean you were the bully?
just like always ragging on my bro kind of thing.
Oh, like you were the more teasing type, would
Yeah,
you say?
yeah.
Okay. No, I was kind of the teasy type too to my siblings. But I feel like my whole family's kind of that way. So I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. But you feel that way about yourself, huh?
Yeah, but we did have a lot of like funny moments where like our parents, my mom and dad, told us like babysitter came over and we were like very young and she had like walked out of the house to go take out the trash or something and like we had locked her out and like there was a pot of beans on the stove and like we had teamed up to like so like I'm very certain that like me and my brother probably we're like an epic duo growing up when we were like smaller. So we have a lot of good memory and like I don't know, just memories of like him and I and we used to love this movie called Prince of Egypt. It was like and we used to like mimic the whole like movie together. Apparently we used to like
Really?
always
Aw.
do that and annoy like our family members because like we would just like we were obsessed with that movie. But I don't know, I think obviously with any siblings like you have your rough patches like growing up
Yeah,
and
of
stuff,
course.
but I think I don't know, I'm at a stage where like I think we're really lucky, like you said, to we're such a small percentage that can say they have a twin. That's why people are always asking us like these questions because,
Absolutely.
and we just have to like soak it up. So shout out to all of the twins out there, especially our twins.
This
We
is the
love you so
twin
much.
episode. So like anyone who's a twin represent 3%ers. We're out there. We exist. There we exist in dozens. So pairs apparently.
Yeah.
So oh man, that's so cute.
Yeah, I guess any other like what do other people want to know about twins or what are some other like twin stereotypes, I guess, or just like
That's the only one I'm aware of. The whole telepathy. People really like firmly have a suspicion about that. And I feel it because there's definitely an idea that your souls must be related or closely related because of the relationship you have. You basically shared a womb with them. And depending on the type of twin you are, there's 6 different types. We only know of 2. And prior to filming this, we only really were aware of 2, like the monozygotic, which is same egg, identicals, and then dizygotic, which is 2 separate eggs, 2 separate, fertilizations. So me and my sister. But apparently there's a lot more, like the whole conjoined twins we were talking about and all these other weird things. It's just, yeah, man. Like it's definitely like makes you think like there's something special though. And the fact that we've never seen a splitting of an egg still, so it's just a theory. Like we haven't physically seen it. That also kind of creeps me out. That's another weird factoid.
it really is a miracle that like twins can happen.
Yeah, it's such a weird product of reproduction, like development. Like it's just weird. Like how strange. Like there's these circumstances where if they line up, boom, you got this sort of baby where they look exactly the same. Or oops, it's 2 separate babies.
I feel like me and my bro, we like have the same laugh. So like there's definitely like things that like we both are very like we both laugh the same or like we both joke around this or we know
Same
how to
sense
like
of humor or what?
we know how to get on each other's under our skins, right? For sure. Come on, you have to say the same for you.
Yeah,
know
I'll
how
just
to
say
get
no.
under your
I guess
sister.
me and my sister definitely know how to dig at each other's backs for sure. Like, and now that you mention it, I guess that is true. That is very twin thing. Like you pretty much know the temperament of the other person pretty well, I would say, especially if you lived with them. And there's amazing stories of people where the twins that get separated at birth, right? Like, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Like, and they reconvene, and like weird little habits are the same. Like they dip their butter and their bread in the butter and coffee. Like, have you heard that? Like the firefighter story?
Yeah,
That's a weird
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Like that's so creepy. And they both ended up being firefighters too. That's a little weird, right? Like, Yes, man. Yeah, like I said, so I get the suspicion that people have about like the relationship between twins and like telepathy and all this other things, you know?
I think another one here is like it's genetic. Like is can it run through genetics? Have you heard of that one before?
Yeah, like
Like
there's thing.
fraternal is, right? Or I've heard like do you have any
Well, for fraternal twins, we're just like regular siblings, just born on the same day, which is the weirdest part because it's just two separate eggs and two separate sperms. So like complete like 50-50 mom and dad, 50-50 mom and dad on this one, but not the same pairing of 50-50. Whereas with identical, the theory goes is that you share
one
100%. And then like we never really, I don't know if we're going to get to this point about the 6 different types, but there's apparently another type of twin which is the rarest, and it has to do with like they end up sharing like 60 to 80% of each other's DNA. And that has to do with the fact that possibly the egg could have been fertilized by 2 separate sperms and then divided into 2, and then therefore they're like share portions of each other's DNA. And like it's all weird like that. Like I don't know, that was just so mind-blowing how weird twinning is. It really is like a deep subject that we would probably talk about hours.
yeah. Well, what was that YouTube video called? Or where can our audience
it's just
find
called
it?
6 Types of Twins, I think. Something like along those lines, but it's by SciShow.
Okay.
Most people might be familiar with Robert Greene because he's an old head YouTuber.
We'll have that link in the bio here.
For sure. Definitely check it out if you found any of this talk interesting because we barely touched the surface. Honestly, that video goes really deep into each type of twin because it's very interesting.
Bruno, as we finish out this episode, any closing thoughts for our twin episode here?
No, man, just it's funny that we both are twins. I didn't think about that link that we shared technically. So shout out to your girlfriend one more time, I know. And then just, shout out to all the twins, yeah, because, rare population, 3%. That's how many vegans there are in the U.S. population. That's how rare it is. So I'm part of a minority in that 2 regards. So it's a weird thought.
Yeah, I guess if you're a twin out there, we'd love to hear from you. We just created an email recently, so we'll be plugging that in. So hit us up. Let us know any topics that you guys like to hear from us. And if you have a twin out there, if you have a sibling, run over to them right now and give them a big hug and kiss. We are pretty lucky to have like siblings or just not be alone in this world and to have great parents and great families. So just, if there's anything that COVID has taught me, just like appreciate family and like, especially if you're a twin, like you're genetically the same. Like that is your other half. So shout out to my other half here and Bruno, your other half.
Yeah, shout out to my other half, Fiorella, man. Beautiful name. Everybody learned that. It's Italian. No one can say her name right. They call her Fifi or Fio. It's Fiorella. Say it like a little Italian or something.
Hey, Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno and Fiorella.
Mateo and Andres. We're all Italian.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me again, Mateo. I love hanging out. So good
Same
talk.
here, man. If anyone out there found value or enjoyed this podcast, we'd definitely appreciate any ratings. Let us know what your honest thoughts are. Share it with anyone. And we love you guys. See you on the next one.
Peace.